How are we all doing today? Thank you for watching. Firstly, appreciate you all being here. Appreciate you spending your time to watch. Sun is out, which means the views drop because obviously everyone's outside, not inside, but it is what it is. Flowers are out even. So yeah, something a bit nicer to look at. But for us gas engineers, the work starts to dry up a little bit, so that's not great. But it happens every year and we get through it. This video is, if you've watched my videos previously, you'll probably know this boiler like the back of your hand. Definitely one, possibly two videos have been on this. Might have been on Instagram instead. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff on there. It's a bit longer than my usual by a couple of minutes, but I think most people will find some handy stuff in there that you wouldn't have come across before, or is new, or you wouldn't have known how to do, because there's a couple of bits in there, or one bit in particular that I didn't know how to do. And there's been a bit of a question for mine that's now answered. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you do watch. It really helps. See you at the end. Some of you that have watched my videos in the past may recognize this boiler again. Recently I done a job replacing the fan PCB and the return block. Now we're back again for an ignition fault. So fun times. You'll probably hear in a second what exactly it's doing, but it's basically going to ignition lockout. So first things first, I'm checking the gas pressures and making sure that the gas valve itself is opening up when there's a demand. It sounds as though it is lighting, and you can see there the pressure is dropping. The standing pressure was 22 millibar. It's dropping down to about 19 when the boiler tries to ignite, which I confirmed with Worcester was okay and shows that it is opening up. Now to test it, it's definitely opening up. If you isolate the gas underneath and then try to ignite, the pressure should drop down to 0 rather than your 19 or whatever the working pressure would be. So that just shows you that it is opening up for sure. Now I'm going to disconnect the gas valve and take that out just to make sure that there's no iron filings or anything in there. I have had that before where basically it's just completely blocked up with that. So although the gas is passing, just not enough to keep a solid flame, not enough to allow the boiler to fire properly. So that's the gas valve back in, everything blown out, and let's see what happens now. So we're getting 22 millibar standing pressure, and as the boiler goes to fire, you'll see in a minute, drops down to the same, kind of around the 19 to 20 millibar, which Worcester actually said is fine, and that shows that it is opening up. It's just not firing still. So next we'll be looking at testing the gas valve coils just to make sure they've got the correct resistance. So that's a dead test, so no demand. And across the top two you're looking for roughly 390 plus or minus 10%. So it's a bit tricky to get these in here. .410, so that's okay. And across the bottom one, we're looking for 190 plus or minus 10%. So we got 186. So that's fine, the coils are fine. Then we'll be checking for the DC voltage across the two. This has the external transformer. So we'll be looking for 35 volts DC. It's a really quick test here. It just spikes. So you put it in between the two blue. My probe's the wrong way. So we're looking for 35 on the top and the bottom. There you go, 35 on that one. If you've got the newer type PCB with no transformer, you're looking for 24 volts. There we go, 35. So that indicates the gas valve's okay. We've cleared it of any debris and muck. We've tested the coils resistance, they're all okay. I'll put those readings at the end of the video. And tested the DC voltage, that's all fine, which would rule out gas valve and PCB. Let's do a negative pressure. So we do a negative fan pressure. Let's reset that. So here you're looking at roughly minus 3.9, so we've got this in the minus. Gas valve is showing that it's opening, albeit slight. This is likely the bearing plate then that's the issue, because we should have minus 3.9-ish there as a perfect. And we've got minus 1.2, minus 0.12. It's been a long day after installer. So once you've got the fan out, you've got 3 screws there, and there. I've taken them out already. And this just pulls off. And the bearing plate is in here. This one was a bit stuck down. Seemed okay, but is a bit ripped as well. So just make sure they're nice and both flappy. Don't do what I've seen some people do and put silicone grease on these. But yeah, let's put this back together and see. Now let's see. Now let's see. Fan's not plugged in. That would help. What do I do with the cable? So we're going to try resetting the gas valve because it may be a mixture fault. So we turn minimum, well that's maximum, and minimum all the way down clockwise as much as they'll go. And then maximum we want to wind back out anti-clockwise 7 3/4 turns. And then minimum we want to wind back out 3 1/4 turns, I believe. Sorry, 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 anti-clockwise for minimum, 7 3/4 anti-clockwise for maximum. Let's put a little mark on here. So put a little mark just there so I can see a whole turn. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4. We'll take this 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. And then let's see if we can use our same mark. Should be 2 and nice on this side. So 1, 2, 3/4. So that should reset the gas valve. Doesn't look like that's helped. Let's reset this. No joy.
24 hours later.
So we are back here to change the bearing plate because I had a split in it. Also found it is much cheaper buying the red seal as this pack. It's only like £8 as opposed to buying that on its own or buying it with the electrodes. So yeah, little tip. That's in City Plumbing anyway. See that split? See down there already? It's a split on both sides. We have a new one. Yeah. I'll run some pencil around that as well because supposedly that can help stop it sticking. New fresh one. I have seen people put silicone grease underneath it, and obviously that just makes it stick. So don't do that. That just goes back on straight, but there is a little pin there that goes in that one. If you're unsure which side it went in or what way, but it does just sit straight on the fan. Twin grips are really useful for getting the electrode leads off in here. Not that you can see much. You can actually also use this to flush out the heat exchanger. Just get rid of any debris and muck. Obviously, you need to top lift his system pressure back up after. Yeah, really handy. You see it all going into the condense there. Reassembling reverse order. Got the new seal on there. That just slots underneath. Now the trick I find to it is you screw this down first. So you screw that right down first. Otherwise you're going to struggle to get the fan in with that up, because with the new seal it just doesn't sit properly. So you screw that in first. I know there are other ways people do this. This is the way that works for me. I've been doing this for 18 years and it works for me the best. I've tried multiple ways before the comments start. Oh, I can do it better than you and quicker than you. I promise you it will take roughly the same amount of time. The gas piping. Right, power's back on. Boiler's back on. Let's reset and see what the situation is. The air gas ratio might need adjusting. It's gonna need adjusting. So I've adjusted the gas valve like yesterday's section of the video. I'll get them on here. And we're on. I'll test it all with the case back on and get out of here. Just to confirm as well, I did clean the condense trap back out, because that would only cause problems after cleaning. Rinsing through the heat exchanger. And just to quickly show you, it works on minimum and maximum as well. This way. Just to show you it's working with the case on. Lights lit up. Can't really see it because I've got the torch on. But lights lit up. Me again. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. As I said, there was a couple of different bits and new bits, or new for me anyway. It's always been a big question of mine of when your analyzer starts going absolutely crazy, starts alarming, customers coming in, what's going on, and you've got high readings, how do you adjust the air gas ratio in order to sort that? And in this, you've seen how to reset it back to factory, basically, which I never knew before. That's a new one on me. So hopefully there's a couple of bits in there somebody's managed to take from it or someone's picked up from it. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe wherever it is. Keep watching, really helps. Keep commenting. Again, it's nice to interact with people. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it.